That's right. And we're back. It's the Wednesday night edition, the Chicano channel, more Chicano reactions. I appreciate everyone that's already tuning in. If you're listening live or you're listening on the replay, I appreciate you guys more than you know. Let's go through the formalities before we get into anything else. We got a lot to talk about, like we always do every single week. All right. Gracias, all the day oneers. Gracias inside everyone in the members only. The members only is the backbone of the community, man. They've been down with me since day -0. I appreciate the members only. They get the exclusive. They get everything. They get my Chicano story. They get the uncut, raw, and real. Not just that, they also get anything that they ask right there in the members only. Hey, quiero oír esto, quiero oír esto. Hey, it is what it is. We do it right there for the members only. I appreciate the members only. And again, the Chicano channel, we're going to give you more Chicano reactions tonight. So do me a favor. That's all I ask, cabrones. That's all I ask. No Zelle, no Cash App, no rifa, no tinga, no 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s. None of that hustle stuff. All I ask is you hit the like button. Just hit that like. It don't take much. You hit the X on the chat. Most of you guys are watching on your pinche teléfonos. Hit the X on the chat. And when you hit the X on the chat, hit that like button. Okay, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit that like button and then go back and then hit the chat again so you can see all the cotorreo. I see everyone that's in the business, in the house. Risky Business, I appreciate you, cabron. Quique de Escondido, my boy, I was just over there in your barrio, cabron. Quique de Escondido, the 163, that's your barrio, right? The highway, that's the 163. I believe that's your neck of the woods over there. Daniel Gonzalez says, LA County's in the casa. Been in the casa in Boy Aguilar with the pinchy Raider helmet right there. Hard hat Raider helmet. I appreciate you, cabron. We're going to go ahead and get into it. We got a lot of stuff we're going to get into tonight. But first, the announcement. Yeah. The announcement for the Friday live. Okay, hit this. So, as you know, I did my DNA. Okay. I got the results back from the DNA. That's already done. That's a done deal. So I reached out to science teacher. He's a legit professional Scientologist, science teacher. And he wants to do it Friday. So we wanted to do it in the evening. I thought we would do it in the evening, right? He's like, Mikey, chale, way. I want to do it in my pinche salon, in my classroom with my pizarrón and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, so how do we do it, cabron? You know, you're not going to stay at the school late, right? Maybe security guard says, salte, cabron. So we're gonna do it at noontime because he got a break. He got about an hour and a half break lunch, and that's this Friday. Okay, 4/11. This Friday, we're gonna do the DNA results, right? Because I want to go ahead and put it out there to the people in my own search to connect to my roots, right? Want to connect to the pinchy roots. You hear that? See right here? If you're not indigenous, you can't even grab this right here. You know what I mean? This is like the sword of King Arthur, que está en la pinche piedra. ¡Sas! The right vato, only the right vato could pick up the sword of King Arthur. Unless if you're the wrong vato, you don't pick this up right here. So I guess that's already hinting just to let you know that, you know, I have indigenous in my blood. But how much? What if Mikey's all talk and it comes out to 1% indigenous? No, not that. So it's going to be Friday, gente. It's going to be at 12 o'clock. We'll make sure we start sharply. We're going to end sharply because he's doing it in the middle of his pinche sus clases. So shout out to science teacher, cabron. I appreciate you. He's going to break everything down. I already sent him the DNA. So science teacher, he already got the DNA, okay? So he's going to do a presentation or break it down, and we got a video to play, some slides. But you're going to see uncut, man. Nothing to hide. Let's go ahead and just put it all out there. You know, that was inspired by Kiawi, who did his ancestry DNA, and Kiawi is like 77% indígena. So if anyone can talk on cultura, it definitely is Kiawi. He's about 77% indígena. And another person that inspired me was Lucky. From Hoodstocks, which we're going to talk about tonight. You see the caption right there, cabrones. Hoodstocks versus No Jumper. We're going to talk about that. We're gonna talk about the Virginia runner. We're gonna talk about the club in the Dominican Republic that went all bad over the weekend. I mean, tragedy. Triple digit casualties. Let's just say that. It's a horrible, horrible mess. And then ICE and the IRS hand in hand working together. We're gonna get to all those things. So again, the update for the DNA for those that have been messaging me. Some of you have been messaging me, Mikey. I want to see the DNA results. I'm gonna show you, cabron. I didn't pay 100 bolas to not show the raza what the real is, right? Hey, DNA is the new paperwork. When these cabrones start talking about, oh, I want to talk about cultura and I want to talk about this and I want to talk about that, we need to see your DNA to see if you're even qualified to go there, right? Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and get into it to see what we're going to get into tonight, gente. I appreciate everyone that's already in the chat. All right, I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here it is. All right, so which one is it? Oh, that one. Yeah. All right. What are we going to get into today, gente? What should we start it off with? Maybe the IRS, right? Did I have a clip on the IRS? No. All right, I'm going to have to search it. All right. I'm going to go to one of my favorite pages. Shout out to You Ain't Hard Fool. I think he's going to have it. Let me see. Here it is. All right, so shout out to You Ain't Hard Fool because you ain't hard, fool. You on the internet banging? You ain't hard, fool. All right, so something that now it seems this is trending news now. Before I get into the IRS and ICE getting together and hooking up and doing what they do, I also want to mention there's been circulating on social media a lot of numbers and a lot of statistics, which I myself have also partook in, but I always give a disclaimer. I don't know it to be, even if I don't know it to be true. If I don't know it to be true, I'm going to tell you. Even if I find 2, 3, 4 pinchy sources on the internet that all say the same thing, I'm going to tell you the same thing every time. I only like to put my hand in the fire or put my hand on a stack of Bibles when I seen it with my own eyes, because then I'm 100% sure. Even if 5 people say it on the internet, I could still never be 100% sure. I could be 99. And that leaves that 1% to be untrue. But anyways, I say that to say this. There's been circulating on social media. People have been saying, hey, 75% of the people that have been getting deported over to CCOT in El Salvador, these are what a lot of influencers are saying. 75% of them have no whatsoever criminal record. No criminal record whatsoever. So I don't know that to be true because they're not citing sources. They're not citing a pinchy website, the Border Patrol, ICE, any sources, right? Anyone can type up an article. And especially, I'm very hesitant to believe something that the URL is funky as hell. If you don't know what the URL is, that's the domain name to everything has a link, right? You can copy and paste the link and shoot it to whatever cabron, right? That's the URL on top of the browser. When the URL comes from a website or a blogging website, or people can now make their own websites. Blogspot.com is a popular one. GoDaddy has un chingo de free websites. Zen, free websites. You can go ahead and make free website, but that don't mean it's the real information. That's all I'm saying. When someone shares something and it says www.mevalemadre.blogspot.tinyurl. But people are quick to share that, but don't even know if that's the real or not. So people are saying, I guess I'm talking about it now, but I wasn't going to, that 75% of the cabrones that are in level 10 CCOT. Okay, CCOT is level 10. Let's just keep that a buck, okay? Shout out to Kimos Flicks. The Sikat Yarda is popping. It's for generals and it's for captains only. It's not for laymen's. You got to be a cat 2 and up. But if you want to talk about that, we'll go to Chicano Street TV. That's the second channel that we got going. Over there is all palomitas. So if you want the YouTube Yarda, if you want the novelas, go to Chicano Street TV. You're going to get some palomitas on every single video that you see there. It's all palomitas. But anyways, all right, let's go ahead and get into this tonight, gente. And I want to get what the people say about this. I don't know if I'm going to open up the phone lines or not. I mean, I could. It's been a while, huh, cabrones? It's been a while. Okay, maybe a little bit later. The IRS now, here we go. It says this, the headlines, okay? The IRS, let me see if I can highlight that, cabron. Okay. It says the IRS has agreed to share immigrants' tax information with ICE. Okay, with ICE to facilitate deportations. And it says this, in a policy that could affect millions of immigrants, the IRS has agreed to share taxpayer information with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, to assist in deportation efforts, right? According to court records, the agreement allows ICE officials to request information from the IRS about individuals who have been ordered to leave the United States or who are under investigation. This information could include home addresses, earnings, data, and family details that immigrants have provided when filing taxes. And then a bunch of different hashtags. So check it out. In the country of the United States, it's always been a common practice, well, probably since its foundations, to pay taxes, right? Right now, currently 47. He made a speech. It's buzzing. It's trending. I'm not going to talk about 47 tonight. It wasn't on the agenda, but that he wants to 100% remove all income taxes from all 50 states in the United States. Us in California, if they were to remove that tax, we'd see about 20 to 30% more of our paychecks. 20 or 30% in California. These are just exorbitant, gross taxes that we have over here. And it's funny that we're used to them already taking a pinchy third of it. Sas. We're used to it. We shouldn't be used to that. It is a foreign concept. I've said that before. But anyways, so 47 is pitching that, and people look at that like it's some kind of radical way out idea that no one is ever going to jump on board on. It's not a radical idea, but it does take a radical vision in order for new shit to get done, right? Excuse my language. That's not what we're talking about tonight. Everyone is required to pay taxes. Now, when you're required to pay taxes, that is data that they're going to have to gather, right? Some people don't have a tax. They don't have a tax ID number like an I-10. They use their Social Security. No matter how you do it, they want the taxes, cabrones. Two things are certain: la muerte en el pinche hoyo. So humble yourself, because we're all going in the same hole. You're not getting a hole made of gold. You're not getting a hole made of silver. You could do it like the narcos do it in Mexico. The narcos in Mexico actually build a mansion as a tombstone. I shit you not, gente. I shit you not. The narcos in Mexico build a mansion. Make sure I get a better view. They build a mansion around the whole pinche tombstone. That happens in the country of Mexico. You could do that, but it don't change the fact that they're going to grab your body and put it inside the same hole in the dirt. And if that teaches you anything, it teaches you, well, to be humble, right? Death and taxes, that's for certain. If you're in the United States, I mean, let's just keep that a buck, right? So with that data, can they go ahead and interchange that with other U.S. government departments? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's just It's one more thing that if someone doesn't like it, pues ahí está la puerta. Ahí está la pinche puerta. Cholo Trucker, that's what he said. Cabrón, he got people pissed when he said that. Cholo Trucker said it on the first or second town hall. If you don't like it, there's the puerta, right? It's true. Even when Miss Chicano 2 was on here a couple months ago, it's already been a while, man. She's just been busy, gente. Super, super busy now, doing what she loves, though. So she's living her life. She mentioned it like that, and I'm not gonna get into this too much because men don't really shouldn't dip their hand in this too much, which it comes to matando los niños. You already know what it is. Cuando estás embarazada, quieres matar al niño, right? Some people are proud of it, right? They go to the rallies, and most of them we already know they're left-leaning Democrats, but they go to the rallies and they wear shirts. I've had 30 abortos. I've had 40 abortos. They're proud of it. They love it. I think that's one of the reasons. Well, that on top of the rest of their policies, chirujos running the nation, is why they lost this election, and I don't think they're going to win the next election. But it is what it is. You and I didn't give a rat's about who was president before, but now we care. So that's why I'm not spending too much time on it. Can they give this information over to ICE? Yes, they can. What kind of information do they have now on people whose status is not permanent resident? They have your address. They have your financial information. They have your family's information. And I don't know if in this whole, which costs a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, I don't know if in all the deportation efforts that they're just going to get anybody cualquiera, but I believe they can go after anyone that has a removal order, okay? I mean, people take this as a shock and as a surprise, like this is some kind of breaking news. Gente, this is not breaking news. It's not breaking news que si estás aquí, like on a visa. Say you're here on a visa. Visas are not permanent, or else you wouldn't have to renew it, right? So this is not breaking news that you have to tread lightly. It's like being on parole. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. It's like being on parole. They can do something if they want. That's the key word, if they want. But no harm, no foul. You fly off the radar, you do everything legit, then nothing will happen. It's just, it's going to be as business as usual as it's been for the last 100 years. You could just say, right? All they're doing now there is an enforcement of the law. So now people start tripping out. Whoa, it's kind of like when they changed the laws in California for dope, right? They gave all these offenders, hey, let them out. They're non-violent offenders. Boom, boom, boom. They're all on the streets. Well, they're getting the bolsita. They're buying baggies. They're doing dope, and not all of them, but then they're committing crime. And then they'll change the laws later and be like, no, we need to be stricter on them to keep them inside. No matter what, you got a tail on you, and when you mess up, they'll be knocking on your door, and it is what it is, right? So I want to see what the people have to say about that. Let me see. Give me a second. I want to make sure you can see the comments. That's right, my boy. That's right. Boy Aguilar's in the casa. That's right, cabrón. I appreciate you, man. Gnarly Vato's in the building. That's right. Okay. Yeah, the 163. I had to take that one time, and I thought about you, Carson. You know what? Kike de Escondidos in the casa, man. We got Si Se Puede podcast. Mi hermano. Make sure is it highlighting? Thought it was highlighting. Let me see. Give me a second. Is it highlighting? Yeah. That's right, cabrón. And he's jumping on Si Se Puede podcast, jumping on the AI trend that's been going on how to make a photo, a action figure, a toy. It was funny, gente, when I put my photo, I kid you not, gente, and you already know que hago. Yo vendo casas, right? That's what I do for a living. I mean, I invest and stuff like that. I'll put this out there. I came back from Mexico, gente. Put this out there. I came back from Mexico because, man, I already been there a couple times already this year, at least 3. I came back from Mexico. This last time was a quick hit and run. because I had a buddy of mine who's an investor, and he's putting me up on something that's pretty good ROI, man. It's at least 30% ROI, and it's basically these container homes. I don't know if you've seen it on the internet where it's been trending with these container homes. Well, with these container homes, basically what it is you're buying the property, right? You're buying the property, and then they're including 40-foot, 60-foot, these containers, right? And they end up tricking them out. Long story short, everything turnkey is a huge ROI. From buying the terreno, which is like 12, 15K. The container is like 3 to 5K, obviously, to remodel it. And then you put it on the market. It's a huge ROI. That's the last reason that I went over there. But anyways, I appreciate you. Si se puede. That's right, cabrón. Denver Mays in the casa. He says, oh, shit, man. What am I going to do now, cabrón? Well, I don't know what to tell you, cabrón. Arreglar papeles, güey. Arreglar papeles. Ben M's in the casa. That's right. Denver Maid. Rocket scientists just stepped in the building. That's right, cabrón. And citizenship costs $5 million. Oh, you're talking about the gold card, cabrón. Well, Uncle Trump was the first one to buy one, and then he put it out there. And basically, the gold card, all it is bait way. It's bait. Now, the citizenship is just included in there. Okay, there's way more perks than just the citizenship, but the citizenship is just one thing that's there, right? Other things are, it's a mandatory minimum, I think it was $5 million investment into the U.S. economy. So this is obviously for a certain tier of cabrón or cabrona que tiene lana, way. That's the way that's working right there. But citizenship is included in there. I will say that. All right. That's too much digressing, gente. Let's get back into it. All right. So shout out to You Ain't Hard Fool, man, for that piece of news, cabrón. That's right. Okay. Now, all right. Let's get into it. Cheese Weeka. Let's talk about something that came across my feed that has to do with the number one street podcast in Los Angeles. That's the number one. If we go by the numbers, right? Going by the numbers, over 200,000 subscribers, the number one street podcast. And they even advertised it, right? They even advertised it up in the pinchy billboard up in LA, however they did it. Maybe he paid, or maybe it was the hookup, man. Hopefully it was the hookup, right? It said Hoodstocks, the number one street podcast in Los Angeles. Well, it's getting a little bit chippy. With these two podcasts right here, right? So this is coming off of Hot Wheeler. Hot Wheeler says, No Jumper CEO Adam 22 claps back. Ooh, let's see what's up. At Hoodstock CEO Lucky Sun Tzu. Shout out to Lucky Sun Tzu. Shout out to Casey. I was gonna say Droops right now. I know it's still hard to find out, to let it soak in that Droops went with the ops. That still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But anyway, so shout out to everyone over there at Hoodstocks. And I'm also gonna give a shout out to No Jumper. Do I got anything against the BMX Güero? Not at all. He's a BMXer. And when SoundCloud was blowing up in the late 2000s and early 2010s, he was interviewing rappers. I got nothing against the Gavacho. But on this one, Lucky, using his street sense and his street IQ, he got it right. Okay, so this one is not a video, but I believe I got a video. Let me see.
Benefit of the doubt, you know what I mean? But what, there's a point in time where you just gotta really, really call it what it is, man. And Adam 22 is 1,000% assisting the feds, the cops, everything, bro. The way he just keeps on just asking the question, digging. And I'll say this too, Whack 100, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching his videos lately. Why? Because it's hell of interesting, dog. You know what I mean? I've been giving No Jumper views lately, and I'll never give that platform views. But dude, the dude just keeps on asking the question.
Narc channel.
He has his calling, and these I don't want to call them idiots, but I'll call them men or call him in. Hey, blah. Bro, everything that is in the indictment, they said it on the interviews, bro. He must have something over Whack 100, bro, because Whack 100 flips out on everybody.
How does he not get mad at him?
He doesn't get mad at him.
True.
100% Adam 22 is paying Whack 100 probably very well, right? Man, sometimes I try to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, you know what I mean? But there's a point in time where you just got to really, really call it what it is, man. And Adam 22 is 1,000% assisting the feds, the bro. The way he just keeps on just asking the question, digging. And I'll say this too, Whack 100, and I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me see. I thought I had something else. Hold on. I thought I had another. I wanted to see the shot that he actually said, which is Adam. I wanted to see that shot. Give me a second, Ente. I know it's in here somewhere. Was that the one I just played? Okay. So this is what he said, right? In response to Hoodstocks, shout out to Hoodstocks and shout out to No Jumper, man. Again, when you go to No Jumper, you just have to realize the whole thing is wiretapped. I've been saying that since day one when all these RICO indictments broke, right? What I want to say is, number one, the people 100% are behind Lucky. 100%. You could deny all you want. You can say, well, you don't have proof all you want. There's not more proof that the people need to see other than there has been RICO indictments directly correlated to guests that have made statements on your podcast. Number one. Number two, Lucky is a certified street dude. This is what I want to tell Adam 22. Listen up. Listen, Adam. Listen. You get around certain people, it makes you feel like, you're on a certain level or you're on a certain caliber. But Adam, don't forget that you are nothing but a BMX biker, SoundCloud interviewer, turned investor. You got a good little portfolio, I heard. I would like to talk to you about that. No te creas. Compare portfolios, no te creas. But when you need to tread lightly, Adam, you need to tread lightly. I'm going to tell you why. I would be very cautious with disrespecting the streets. Notice I didn't say Lucky. Notice I didn't say Hoodstocks. I said I would be very cautious if I were Adam to not disrespect the streets. What do I mean? When you disrespect Lucky Sun Tzu, you're disrespecting the streets. When you tell Lucky Sun Tzu something about your podcast, something about your numbers, that is hazardous to your health. Imagine Adam. I guess I'm talking to Adam now. Imagine you had something to say about the program. If you know, you know. Would you say something about that? Then what gives you the balls to come on the internet and disrespect the streets on the internet? So you wouldn't do that around your street dudes, right? Obviously, you wouldn't do that if you were behind institutions and behind the walls, right? You're clapping back to the wrong guy. You're clapping back to a guy that is a certified street stepper that has the whole Los Angeles behind him. Not you, Adam. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but you don't have Los Angeles behind you. Hoodstocks has Los Angeles behind him. Period. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. My final message to Adam 22 is tread lightly when you disrespect the streets, because that's who you're disrespecting. Is you're disrespecting the streets by coming on the internet. The streets aren't going to have it, Adam. The streets don't want to hear, well, they did a video about me. Well, they said that. The streets don't want to hear that, Adam, because you're writing a check with your pinche boca that your ass cannot cash. So this is as far as it's going to go, I think. What would be great, I think, for the viewers like you and me, we love the cheese, man. We love the pinche broncas. Let the vatos throw chingazos or whatever. Let them grab pedazos, pass, and just go at it. You know what I mean? We would tune into that for sure. Is why don't you, Adam? Why don't you go on Hoodstocks? I think that would be the right move right now. I mean, Adam's into the numbers. I don't know if Lucky, of course, I'm not telling him what to do, would entertain this interview, but why not go on Hoodstocks? Right now is the time. If there's ever been a better time right now, go on Hoodstocks, Adam. Give him a call. I'm not sure he's going to accept it for whatever reason, maybe because of the RICO indictments or, you know, Lucky is a straight street dude, right? He's not going to mess with anyone with RICO indictments, snitches, dropouts, PC, all that gang shit. He's not going to mess with none of that stuff, okay? And if he did, it would be, he would have a reason to, right? And I'm sure the streets would be on his side again. Why don't you go on the podcast, Adam, and have a word, have a face-to-face with Lucky? That would do some crazy numbers right now. We've seen this play time and time again, gente. When it's hot, the bronca's hot. Next thing you know, boom, you didn't expect it. And Adam is live at 5 p.m. with Lucky. I would absolutely drop everything I'm doing and tune into that podcast. So, hey, we don't wish no ill will on you, Adam. We're telling you, tread lightly when you want to disrespect the streets, because that's who you're disrespecting. But how about you go on Hoodstocks, right? I don't know if Lucky will go to you because your whole shit is wiretapped. All right, that's enough of that. Let's keep it moving. All right, let's keep it moving, man. All right, what are we going to talk about next? Whatever happened? Where's that Virginia track runner? We should talk about her. Where is she at? That's that chick that punched the chick. Here she is. Perfect. So let's talk about this story, gente. Let's listen to the video and then we'll react.
We stand with you. We support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me and people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me. And I love y'all.
Let me give some backstory. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting me, this Virginia track runner, okay? This is like a Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan, busting las pinches rodillas all over again, gente. All over again, 100%. And what's happening now is social media, the internet, which I tell you to take with a grain of salt, believe half of what you see, none of what you hear on the internet, right? This is like if the people, the public, if Tanya Harding, after agarrando el pinche, the baton, right? This is not baton. This is the pinche. This is Moctezuma's pedazo. He's got 300 bodies. 200 of them are Hernan's soldiers. 100 of them are brown people. But anyways, I'm just kidding. Sas. This is like if Tanya Harding cracked Kerrigan, Nancy Kerrigan. We know the whole story, right? Boom! Le quebró la pinche rodilla. So she wouldn't compete against her, right? This is if Tanya Harding did a press conference after le pegó la pinche rodilla and she wanted everybody's sympathy all of a sudden. All of a sudden, Tanya Harding, this is the same shit. All of a sudden, Tanya Harding's crying, well, no one wants to hear my story. I grew up like this. My dad did this to me. My mom was like this. My whole life wasn't fair. And the pendejos or the peanut gallery or the zombie sheep, whatever, brainwashed zombie sheep. All of a sudden, bah, bah, bah. Oh, she's right. We got to get behind Tanya. She had a rough upbringing. You just don't know it. This is the same exact thing. But you know what the difference is? Tanya Harding had shame. That's the difference. This track runner, Virginia track runner, has absolutely no shame. And it blows my mind that the public would donate. Here's $100,000 for your legal fees. No one, let's hear what she has to say. And we're going to talk about what she did. She did a Tanya Harding.
We stand with you. That's why we're here. We stand with you. We support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me and people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me, and I love y'all.
Yeah, so cry me a river, cabrona. Cry me a pinche river. Look at the video, gente. It's looping in the background. Look at what this pendeja did as the inside runner that's running on this line. The inside, I'm sorry, she's outside. The one que le dio garrotazo, her. She's the inside. The outside runner is passing her up, gente. She grabs the pinche baton, and look what she does. Boom! Sopas. Again, look what she does. She's a boom! Vale madre. One more time. I'm going to do it one more time. Boom! And you have the audacity to come on the internet, cry, and again, we're in an age right now where someone will commit a crime and the people want to hear your story after you mataste a alguien, violaste una niña. We know about that pendejo, right, already. Everyone wants to hear the story. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. When there's certain things. Now, obviously, if I'm going to make a decision on something, or if I'm a judge trying a case or some shit, okay, then I want to know all facts. And then we're going to trial. And this shit's dragging out for months because it's going to take months to get all the details out. That's different. With this clear video shows what you did was out of hate and jealousy. I don't know if she hooked up, she took your boyfriend. I actually think you were just mad to this Virginia runner. You were mad that she was passing you up, and you did what you wanted to do. Le diste un chingazo on the back of the head. It hurt the runner so much, the runner had to stop running. And people, the general public, people out there, they want to take her side. You're the same people that if Tanya Harding would have did that back in that day in the 90s, the early 90s, you would have sided with Tanya Harding. Pinche gente descarada, desgraciada, sin vergüenza. That's where we come to right now. There's a generation right now of pinches sin vergüenzas that will come and cry on the internet. Well, let me tell you my story. When I was 8 years old, this happened to me. No, What happened to you is you were losing the race and you decided to TKO the runner that was passing you up. I say this cabrona should take the walk of shame the rest of her life. We don't want to hear it, cabrona. Walk of shame is yours. Enjoy the walk of shame. All right, let's give her the let's give her the walk of shame, and then let me go up to the comment section, man, and see what the comments are talking about. Saint Cal, that's right, my boy. I appreciate you, cabron. Gracias for tapping in. Saint Cal is in the house. That's another day oneer. I appreciate you, cabron. That's a clip. Damn, what you got right there, cabron? Ferrari? Pinche Testarossa? Yellow? That's right, cabron. Don't know. Adam is living vicariously through Lina. Orale, that's right. What I don't agree with is, well, selling your wife. But, I mean, people will do anything for views, right? Si se puede podcast, that's right, man. Go to Hoodstocks, Adam. That's what I say, cabron. I say, why don't we just settle it? Just go to Hoodstocks right now while it's hot. Call them up. Hey, I'm thinking of even if Lucky hangs up the phone on you, do it, Adam. Call them up. This is what the people want to see. It's hot right now. It's not going away, and it'll be an epic interview. I mean, I that should get 50 to 100,000 views. 50 to 100,000 views, right? I appreciate you, Mike. You know, I appreciate you, cabron, from being day one. I'm gonna talk to you off this internet stuff, man, about a fight, cabron. About a fight. We hold our gente accountable. Fuck what it looks like. It is what it is. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. 0 Point says she reminds me of Trump. She reminds me of Trump. Yeah, we hold our people accountable, man. We should, man. We should hold our people accountable. There's certain things that we're not gonna let slide, right? Again, I don't want to rehash old stuff, but when that one pendejo did what he did, I didn't want to hear the story. Oh, you slipped, tripped, and fell on top of her. Other people wanted it. I didn't want to hear it. But again, that's just me. Not starting up any broncas. That's just me personally. I think it's because I got PTSD. I seen too many people laying in pools of sangre over that shit. Talking to someone's wife, talking to someone's girlfriend, shooting someone a letter, giving someone a ride. I've seen that traumatized the hell out of me. Ever since that, I've seen that in the 90s growing up. That was just part of my education. I was like, I took that in my memory bank, core memory. Don't do that. I mean, I'm like, you can't talk me into doing some shit like that. I won't friend request no one's wife. I won't follow no one's wife. I won't even like the pinchy photo that's someone's esposa. That's just the way that I get down, man. If you don't see it the way I see it, I'm just an older head then, man. I'm just an cabron. All right, let's keep it pushing, man. No more Virginia runner with sinvergüenza, man. Straight up sinvergüenza right here. And they're going to donate to her, right? And we're talking about the Austin Metcalf case. That's a very sensitive topic because the internet, always brings race into it. What was he? What skin color? What skin? Que te valga madre, what skin color? Martin Luther King took care of all that old stinking thinking. You should be looking at character. But anyways, if it was a gabacho that grabbed a pedazo and sas to an africano, you would never hear the end of it right now. It would have been the hottest news for 2 weeks now, and there would have been no end in sight. That's why I tell the people, independent media like Chicano Tube, like my brother Si Se Puede podcast, American Cholo, Hoodstocks. These are independent media. We're going to give you the raw and the real. They can strike us all they want. We'll still be back. We'll just use another email address, start the channel up, and keep speaking more truths, man. Anyways, the Austin Metcalf case, that was gotcha, man. I don't want to talk about that one again, but we got a good one on that one. So let's go ahead and go to... We already talked about that one. Something that's been happening in Mexico lately that a lot of people are attributing to the new Mexican president, right? Claudia Sheinbaum. Okay, Sheinbaum, if you didn't know, she has Jewish roots, okay? Nothing wrong with that. We're going to find out my DNA. Is Mikey Jewish? Does Mikey got the lineage of the royal King David inside of him? Friday at 12 o'clock. It's a lunchtime live. Don't miss it this Friday. Pasado mañana, lunchtime live. We look at my full DNA. It's out there, cabrones. I'm doing a whole live about it, and I got a science teacher that's going to break it all down. I don't know if he's going to call me a Miklo. I don't know if he's going to call me. I don't know what he's going to call me. He's a scientist, but let's bring him on and we'll look at that. I've been to Mexico already a few times since Sheinbaum took office, right? And I've been noticing over there, again, I don't want to offend anyone, but we speak it straight the way it is. We don't hold shit back, right? I've been seeing rainbow flags over there. I've been seeing que maten sus niños, signs, que esto okay, que maten los niños. You know what I mean without me saying the word. And now there has been a lot of vandalisms in the country of Mexico. And let's look at what they're doing and who are these perpetrators. So this is, I guess they're not talking on the video. Rompan todo. It says, siempre la noticia is the name of the outlet. 27,000, a respectable number. It said, rompen todo. Estas acciones forman parte del movimiento 8M. Okay. Basically, what this is, it's another ANTIFA. That's all it is. It's another one. There's this. How should I say this? This group, ANTIFA, would never dare step inside the barrio. Never. They're only going to go to places that they think they can get away with destroying or doing just what they're doing right here in this video, right? They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go to the hood because all of a sudden you'll get a whistle and you got 100, 200, 300 Chicanos coming around the corner with Nike Cortez and Hush Puppies. That ain't going to have it. So they don't dare go to certain places, right? Because they're cowards. They're cowards. Just like the ones that que hacen tiroteos when they want to target innocent niños. Just like them, they're cowards. They'll only go where they think they can get away with it. They're cowards. Because those ones that do that to schools would never go up to a school that has invested money in SROs, school resource officers. These are people that get paid to protect our children. Now, some people, they feel some type of way about SROs. Well, it was crazy the first time I heard this, and I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. So somehow, by having a school resource officer in the school protecting your children, somehow your child seeing that, seeing a school resource officer who's law enforcement, probation, PD, whatever he is, somehow seeing that SRO at the school is going to cause your child to go to prison. It still doesn't make sense. I've heard of this already for at least 6 to 8 years at the city council meetings in Salinas. I'm trying to wrap my head around it because I thought what's going to cause your child to go to prison is a bad decision. That's what I thought. I thought bad decisions cause people to go behind the walls. But anyways, that's me. This is the new Mexico. This is what's happening in Mexico. I think Claudia Sheinbaum, to be honest with you, is just another version of AOC. Just another version of AOC. progressive ideologies, progress. We don't need to keep it the old way. We need chirujos all over the place. Make it a chiru, because if you hate that, then you have hate in your heart. Whatever happened to liberty and freedom? If someone doesn't want to accept your belief, they don't have to. But when you try to shove that down someone's throat, imagine that happening to you. No one's telling you what to think, but you have the balls to come on the internet and tell other people that if you don't think this, there's something. That's why they lost the election. Anyways, it also happened with the Aguilar family. Damn, man. I don't know if you saw this, but Angela Aguilar, which is, we already know, is Pepe Aguilar's daughter. We know that the family is a prestigious family of Mexico. The Aguilares are a very well-respected family in the country of Mexico, but they don't live there. They live in Los Angeles. Hey, it's all good. You could ask them why they don't live in Mexico, right? A lot of people right now is Mexico, 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 but they want to live in the United States. Ask them why. Because I have rental properties in Mexico. I love being there for 2-3 weeks at a time, but I want to be with my children, and they're going to be raised in the United States, right? Just the economy and the systems, especially when it comes to purchasing properties, are a whole lot better here than they are in Mexico, right? But just certain things, right? Certain things. But anyways, Angela Aguilar went ahead and she dropped a pinche bomba on President Sheinbaum. She said that President Sheinbaum is linked to the cartels. She said, President, I'm not kidding you. I should just bring up the clip. But search it. It's on there, right? I should bring it up though. Maybe I will. Let me see. I don't want to digress. Let's keep it on these skinny agitators, right? That literally I would just punch one of them in the chest and just cave their whole sternum, right? But anyways, that's what I should do. You know what I mean? When I want to vent, I want to just get some shit off my chest. I need to go to a protest when I don't fucking believe what they believe, and then let's just throw chingazos, get it out of the system, right? But anyways, no, I'm just kidding. She said, Angela Aguilar said that Claudia Sheinbaum is linked to the corruption. And Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, said behind a pulpit, this is in her, what is it called? These are her congressional addresses, right? She addresses the people, right? Periodically, right? She said that Angela Aguilar is wrong for saying that, and that she is going to influence hundreds of her followers, millions of followers the Aguilares have. For Angela Aguilar saying that the president is corrupt of Mexico, she said, Sheinbaum says she's going to influence hundreds of thousands of youth against the president. And she had the audacity, and I mean, I give her respect. I got to give Claudia Sheinbaum respect. It's not her, it's the office of the presidency. That's what's getting my respect. You don't have to respect the president. Oh, orange man bad. Orange man bad. You're drinking orange Kool-Aid. I get it. But I respect the office of the president of the United States. Just like because I'm a dual citizen. I got a Mexican birth certificate and an American birth certificate. How about that? I respect the office of the presidency of Mexico as well. She said that she will expel the Aguilares from entering Mexico during her 6-year tenure. That was crazy. I thought I was off the hook. I'm like, oh, no, you didn't. The Aguilar family is Mexico, man. Pepe Aguilar, are you kidding me? Him wearing a charro suit. You know what? There's some people have different pictures of masculinity, right? When you think of a man's man or masculinity, what comes to your mind, right? Some people think of this pinche dude, strength cartel, Cali muscle or whatever. Someone mamado, Schwarzenegger winning Mr. Olympia in his peak, right? Some people think that is ultimate masculinity, right? And other people, someone else might say, I'm only going to give a couple examples. Someone else might say a blue collar worker, a pinche blue collar worker that just like these vatos that are construction workers and they're jumping on the beams 40 stories in the pinche cielo. I've seen it. And the construction worker is jumping like balls of steel, balls of fierro. Some people say that's a man's man. To me, when I think what's the top, echelon of what I believe a man's man is a Mexicano with a charro outfit. That to me is a man's man, right? I have one charro outfit. I do want to buy more charro outfits. So Claudia Scheinbaum shooting a shot back saying though she'll expel the Aguilares for 6 years is absolutely not helping the situation. What she should have done is just ignore it. Sometimes just ignoring things goes away because it's the internet at the end of the day, right? It's the internet. Give me a second, Ente. All right, let's keep it pushing, gente. All right. So, anyways, with these cabrones right here, it's a New Mexico. It's the people that are living over there know what I'm saying is true, man. They ain't never seen no spray painting. They ain't never seen as many rainbow flags. They're spray painting the pinche statues of Mexico, like the Quetzalcoatl and all these other the founders of the countries of Mexico. They're spray painting all that stuff, disrespecting the country, and the country's supposed to bow a knee to this new ideology. I say no. I say Mexico has always been Mexico, a rich place, rich in land, rich in values, prideful people. And this kind of stuff right here, you're going to see for the next 6 years. And it is what it is. People don't believe that, oh, Mikey, they're tearing down stuff of other Mexicans. Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Who else do they got to tear shit down? Who else do the cartels exploit? No one wants to talk. It feels like some kind of taboo, right? Because, of course, we're a Chicano channel. And, of course, here we're down with the brown. But it seems like it's a taboo to say that a Mexican can be racist toward another Mexican. I thought that was just the güeros. Come on, gente. It's just some of us that got problems with the güeros for whatever reason, right? That's you. You do you. I grew up with the güeros. I had no problem with them. Blonde hair, blue eyes. And yeah, if anyone should have a chip, I would be the one to have a chip. I could tell you stories that only go on the members only. But anyway, let's keep it pushing, man. I want to go ahead and read some comments. Georgie says P. Nava had a story too, man. Man, whatever happened to her, man? Whoever removed her, we need to remove him. How about that? Trump crashing the stock market is 10 times worse. Did you see that? What was it? Damn, I forgot which one it was report. I think it was the Dow Jones. Let me see. 0 point. You just reminded me of something. Gracias, cabrón. Let me see. It was maybe Daily Mail maybe has it. Let me see. I thought Daily Mail had it. Let me see. We're talking about that nightclub right now, gente. That's another sad one. But there was a record, a historic record. It was the Dow Jones had a historic all time. This is since it started in 1909. It was I think it was. Let me try the other daily. It was a historic increase. Yeah, who got it, man? Let me see. I can't find it. But anyways, don't believe me if you don't want to. But it was the record Dow Jones 0 point. Did you see the record Dow Jones is up, man? It actually broke an all-time 100 and something year record the other day when Trump ended up putting the tariffs on China. All of a sudden, investors went up. Some people, it doesn't make sense to them because they don't know shit about economics. They just like to drop a comment. But how do tariffs increase investor confidence. It's because you have a boss with balls. But I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. All right, anyway, let's keep it pushing it there. All right. Damn it. Let's talk about, oh, here it is. The Nightclub. Oh, man, this absolutely broke my heart, man. Oh, do I have anything in the stock market? No, bro. I had I had Bitcoin and I sold it because it wasn't doing nothing for like 10 years. And I regret that, bro. All I have is real estate, bro. Because I believe real estate is the best investment. It's tangible. It's forever. And I don't believe in selling. I believe in keeping your portfolio and just expanding it, man. Pass it down to the kids. Teach the kids right, though. That way they don't squander it like the prodigal son. So no, I like real estate as investments. Like I said, I just came back from Mexico. This container homes is a market that's really hot right now. You can get in, but obviously it costs capital. But the ROI is like 30%. That's pretty good, man. These container homes in Mexico are blowing up. All right, anyways, let's go over to the Dominican Republic, man. Let's play this video, and I want to react to it. Let's go.
Encuentra trabajando de manera ardua en estas labores de búsqueda y rescate.
That's the horrific scene. Sickening moment. Roof collapses in Dominican Republic. Nightclub. Footage from inside the Blue Jersey Club in Santo Domingo. Oh, at least 98 confirmed muriendo. The merengue singer. Watch it again. Inside on the roof. Dust is falling. People are looking at the roof. Look at them. Their rescuers are still searching for survivors and retrieving bodies following the terrible tragedy. Oh, man, this is horrible. I believe it even said the singer has passed away. Let me see. Capture the moment. The singer, watch, it says right here. I want to confirm it first. Including the merengue singer Ruby Perez, who had been performing. Oh, man. Shh. Gente, this is all bad right here. You know, I'm going to be honest with you, gente. You know, I go to Mexico a lot, and the motherland, the beautiful Mexico. ¡Viva Mexico, cabrones! I go to Mexico a lot, and man, some of those buildings, when I look at them, they don't look too structurally sound, man. I'm not saying that Mexico or any other country, for that matter, I mean, even right here, the Dominican Republic, I'm not saying they don't have the right people to do the right job. I'm just saying that I think monetary shortcuts and saving on these projects is the reason this kind of things happen. I know the process in the United States to some degree, right? I'm not a contractor, but there is American Cholo. He knows the process inside the United States more than a lot of people. AC will tell you there is an inspection for this. There's a permit for everything. There's an inspection on there. They survey the ground. Then the foundation gets inspected. Then there's more reports and blueprints and reports. And then while the job is being constructed, there's more inspections that happen. All of these things are to ensure the highest level of quality for the build of the new construction. I don't think other countries do it the same way, man. I don't think they do it the same way. So what happened? When I was recently just in Mexico, I seen a lot of abandoned buildings that the roofs had fallen. No one is doing nothing to them. Basically, when it falls, ya valió madre, keep it moving to something else. Instead of retrofitting, upgrading it, and putting money into it, right? That happened over here in Salinas as well, at the Fox Theater. Now, I'm not talking about it caved in, but they went after the owner because he was out of code with his building. And he was profiting from it, right? Renting it for weddings, quinceañeras, events, George Lopez and Concrete. And actually, Concrete, Duno, and Jerry Garcia are going to come like in a couple weeks to Salinas. I don't know if I'm going to go or not. I don't know. I don't know about sitting there through nothing but pinchy jokes that are about a-holes and all kinds of stuff, right? To me, that's like, so whatever, right? But anyway, shout out to Duno and shout out to them. He had to put another bearing wall. He had to redo the studs. It's like $150,000, right? Upgrade to the project. He kicked and moaned and screamed about it and got every extension he could. But at the end of the day, he had to do it, right? This is a tragedy, gente. Almost 100 people died, man. All they were doing was trying to go out to the nightclub, which is trying to fraternize, trying to socialize, do what they do, right? Have fun, live their lives. Little did they know, 100 people, that would be their last night on earth. Look at it. Look at the place. I mean, you got 10 metal roofs, and again, it's I mean, it's looking like almost like third world country shit, you know. The Jet Set nightclub, almost 100 people lost their lives, man. That's a damn shame, man. I think there needs to be more checks and more balances. That way these incidents don't happen, gente. Look at those 4 or 5 girls right here are on their way out when it falls. Damn, man. To this moment, I think they're still cleaning up the mess. Is there anything going to happen over there? I mean, again, because there's very little oversight, very little is going to happen. Who are you going to sue? What are you going to do? It's not like the United States where everyone is lawsuit happy. You know, like in the movie Friday, Ezel, oh, my back, my neck and my back. People come to people in the United States, they look for a check. They'll look for a free check. Let's be honest. They'll look for a free handout. People won't admit this. They're like, oh, Mikey, I just don't have the opportunities. Okay, I get that argument. I do, and then I don't, right? To me, it's an excuse. But anyways, I get it. Some people will say, oh, I'll work. I just haven't been given the opportunities. Well, let's not fake the funk. If you could get a check, it's like winning the lottery. Who wouldn't want to win the lottery? I would. But again, going back to this situation right here, it's horrible, man. I hope my prayers are with everyone that lost their loved ones over there. And I hope this sets some kind of regulation out in the Dominican Republic, and not just them, to other countries, saying these buildings that are not structurally sound need to not get inhabited anymore. Use a warehouse. You don't need concrete and sheetrock. I'll just use a pinche, like we used to rave back in the 90s. It was just at a warehouse. The raves used to be at warehouses. Use a warehouse. That's not going to fall down. You ain't got no weight bearing on it. It's all 100% metal. What's going to happen there? It's built right, built correctly. Instead of have you ever seen Cuba lately? Not all Cuba is like this, but Cuba's starting to look like a third world country now. They got buildings that are built in the early 1900s that are just torn to the ground. If not, it looks like you won't even want to step inside that building. It looks old as hell and about to fall on someone's head. Not just that, again, this is not the whole country of Cuba. Shout out to my Cubanos. Their sanitation system is similar to like Puerto Rico's. Don't get mad. I'm only stating the obvious. When you don't put money into the sanitation system, there's garbage on the streets piling up, and the streets look like landfills. And someone wants to get mad if someone says, the place looks like a dump. You're a gabacho. You're a Nazi. That happened, right? Not too long ago back, right? It was a comedian made a joke. But since he was at a rally, they tried to throw it on the political person and be like, wait, he's linked to that. It's him. Whatever. Anyways, man, let's move on from this. I appreciate you guys that are in the comment section, man. Gracias for tapping in. It's Wednesday night. Robert C., I appreciate you, my boy. Let's see what Robert C. says right here. Robert C. says, I'm going to buy some China-made Nikes shoes tomorrow before they go up. Orale, that's right, man. Mikey, did you hear about that escape from prison? Was in a big shootout with the Mexican police. That is allegedly. Let's talk about that for a second. The runner, the Delano runner, they haven't found him. Period. He escaped. He was on a 4. He was on Kern Valley. Kern Valley is a level 4. Okay, that means there's no jokers there. You got to have un chingo de points or be a serious individual to be on a 4, right? He escaped from the police station, or was it the court holding in Bakers? And they haven't found the dude. Now there are reports surfacing. Again, I don't know it to be true, cabron. There are reports surfacing saying the Mexican government found him, and when they raided the house to get this guy, again, this is a guy escaped from Kern Valley level 4. They're saying that he took out a sergeant, a female sergeant that was involved in the raid of the home. That he unalived the sergeant in a shootout, and that they drugged the sergeant out of the house bleeding. But that the dude escaped again. That's crazy. So again, listen, gente, I don't know if the story's true, but the guy escaped Kern Valley, level 4, 180 Delano, out of court holding. And now they're saying that they found him in Mexico. They raided the house, but there was a shootout and a female sergeant was unalived, and that he escaped again in Mexico. And now they're looking for him, and they're saying they're going to hunt him down. He's wanted, dead, or alive in Mexico, because Mexico don't play that. You think that's true? Or is the internet wolfing? I'll leave that up to the people. I don't know, cabron. Again, I don't know it to be true. I can post the link. I forgot who. I think it was Mexican. Hold on. Let me go back to that. Is it Mexican? I think it was Mexican World Star. Mexican World Star that came across my feed. Let me see. Let me see. I thought I saw it on this one. A ver. Let me see. Damn, I thought I saw it on Mexican World Star Foo page, but apparently not. Okay. Now let's go into something else that I wanted to talk about. I appreciate you, Johnny Solorio. He shot a cop in Mexico again. I don't know it to be true, bro. I don't know it to be true. I'm just I'm gonna keep my eye on that story, cabron. Douglas, they got cars from the 1950s. Yeah, you're talking about Cuba. Yeah, you know they're trying to pass a bill. I need everyone from the lowrider community to get behind this bill. AB, go to Denise Aguilar's page. Shout out to mi hermana Denise Aguilar on IG. Go to Denise Aguilar's page. She'll let you know what bill it is to let the classic cars be smog check free. No more smog checks in California. This is a bill they're proposing for classic cars. Now, un chingo de carros are old in Cuba, but do you know why? The reason there's all kinds of Bel Airs and Mercury Bombas and all these Ramflas in Cuba is because they can no longer import them. Importing and exporting in Cuba, forget about it. The government uses that only for the government's benefit, not for your benefit. You can't even eat beef in Cuba. Did you know that? I know someone that went to Cuba and he opened up his suitcase and he had a big bag of beef jerky inside that suitcase. When he pulled it out, his family in Cuba, when they saw that he pulled out a beef jerky, they all got scared. He didn't know why all their faces turned as white as a ghost. Is because in Cuba, they can only sell the beef, so the government gets the money. You can't eat beef. Again, We want to be in the United States, and then we want to be complaining while you're here. There's other countries that better fit your agenda. There's other countries that better fit your motives. How about you relocate over there? But I'll hold. All right, let's go back to this one. Mexican World Star with Florida Foods. Rancho Humilde CEO Jimmy Humilde calls out George Lopez, Mario Lopez. They never did anything for La Raza. Let's hear it.
Do with Mexicans. I swear to you, I don't look up to George Lopez. I don't look up to Mario Lopez. I don't look up to those people. I don't look up to them. I don't think they've ever really put some on for our raza. They did it for them, but I didn't see them put 20 people on with them.
Do you see how quiet we all got?
And now they're trying to do it.
Those some strong words, but
I don't care. I'm gonna say it like it is, but I'm gonna be straight up. I don't look up to the people that has really came up to us. Like I just look at them and be like, all right, cool, yeah, you funny, whatever, bro. But you never done nothing. Like I've never seen you somewhere giving away something, or being over here with your raza. Like I know in my company, we've been blessed to put a lot of people on, but a lot of successful people came on. It's like we taught them the business. I begged them, open your own company. JD will tell you, open your own record label, open this, open that.
All right. So in a nutshell, Enrique Ledesma says Q Mac 10's wanted, dead or alive. I'm thinking about not Mac 10, cabrón. Remember Bon Jovi? I'm wanted, dead or alive. That's the chingona rola. Okay, so Rancho Humilde CEO Jimmy Humilde, who puts on a lot of people. He's got some of the most talent right now in the regional Mexican scene. Music has been changing a lot. It's corridos tumbados. It's Peso Pluma. His voice is popular. I don't know why, but it is what it is, right? It sounds like he's holding his nose. Hey, what's going on? That's how he sounds like he sings. But he's putting on for brown people. And he does a lot of things, right? Backpack giveaways, a lot of things, right? But he made this statement saying, I didn't look up to anyone to teach me business that was raza. Raza didn't teach him how to do business. He actually said it. He said it. Don't give me the flack. He said P. Diddy was one of them that gave him business knowledge. And he also shouted out Master P. He said Master P put him up on game when it came to getting business knowledge. And he's saying this new generation now don't know who to look up to. So they will look up to a George Lopez, which he's cool. He's funny sometimes. I mean, Ken Flores, rest in peace. He was funny as hell, man. He would have blown up. George Lopez, him and mine and his politics don't align, but that's okay because politics don't make you a piece of shit. Your heart makes you a piece of shit, right? So he's saying him. And Mario Lopez, okay, he was Saved by the Bell. Shout out to him. Slater, Saved by the Bell. He's saying people look up to him, but they're not doing nothing for the raza. To me, I look at that like as taking a shot that doesn't need to be taken. You don't need to say all that. He didn't have to go after brown people again, even if they don't do nothing for the community or whatever. It's not their fault that people are looking up to him unless they're trying to perpetrate. That means they're coming off as someone that's going to do something. I'm for the people. And they don't do nothing. Nada. Gente. Raza. There's been, I've been, I guess I'll say privileged to, out of Chicano Tube, birth a lot of other channels. A lot of channels have been birthed by listening in to us and what our pillars and core values are. Dios, familia, y cultura. Those are our pillars, right? Unity of the raza also is another one. And I've noticed a lot of little channels have sprung out of that. And in their bios on the channel, unity. There ain't no one else pushing unity except this pinchy channel. We push unity, right? And not just by saying it, but by doing it in the community, right? And you already know the civic work that I do. I don't need to repeat myself till I'm blue in the face. So, yeah, I mean, you can call someone out, but this is a little bit unnecessary because it just looks like a brown man is taking a shot at another brown man. And it's 2025. That's not what I'm into. And if I've made that mistake in the past, which I have made that mistake in the past, I apologize. I'm done with that. I'm done with that because I'm going to practice what I preach. But here it looks like an unnecessary shot, man. Mario Lopez is doing his thing. Why hate? He's from Chula Vista. He recently got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And in part of his speech for getting a star on the Walk of Fame, Oscar was there. His closest friends were there. He's really tight with Oscar. Was not bad for a Chicano from Chula Vista. I like that he opened his speech up with that, man. You know, a lot of people aren't trying to identify with their culture, right? I know I'm a Chicano. I'm proud of it. Now, when I go to Mexico, I'm going to say this, and it's probably not going to make sense to you, but when I go to Mexico, I'm not a Chicano anymore. Let me explain. When I go to Mexico, the reason I'm not a Chicano is because when I go over there to the motherland, they don't see me as a Chicano. They see me as a Mexicano. The Chicano thing, again, we're one of the few subcultures that gets to embrace both heritages. This one and this one. Whether you like it or not, toma way, right? We, one of the few subcultures that embrace both. But when I go over there, I'm a Mexicano, right? Matter of fact, when I went over there not too long ago, just the other day, right? I wore my shirt and it said Chicano on there. But I know that people over there don't give a rip. They don't give a rat's. They're hustling. They're trying to make money. They ain't into all this internet stuff. Hey, what label do you put on yourself? That's all they are is labels. We're fighting over labels. Oh, you're not this. And don't call yourself indigenous. Don't call yourself Chicano. Don't call yourself Mexican. On and on and on. We go on this pinchy hamster wheel. But anyways, I look at this like he's taking a shot at him, but it wasn't an unnecessary shot. Leave it alone, Jimmy Humilde. You're doing good, cabron. You didn't have to shoot that shot at Mario Lopez, George Lopez. He has a house in the 831. I don't know if you knew this, but George Lopez has a house in Carmel. That's by the sea. And he has a house over here in the 831. Like también Clint Eastwood has a house over here. A lot of these cabron. Brad Pitt has a house in Carmel también, etc. Because I'm in Salinas. We're like the heart, the nucleus of the whole county. There's 13 cities, right? You know which city's the grimiest because that's where they put the county jail and all the free clinics. You know what I mean? But if you go out west, just not even 20 minutes, 25 minutes, Monterey, Pacific Grove, Pebble Beach, Carmel Highlands, Carmel by the Sea. Those are all, they're $1 million homes, all of them. 4, 5, 6, 14, 16, 18 $1 million homes. That's like $150,000 commission. Anyways, all right, let's go back in the comment section. Let's see what's up, man. Let's see. What do we got right here? All right, what are we going to finish off with, gente? Coming up, we already talked about that. Oof, man. Coming out of Exit. Let's hear this.
This is a message for mothers to trust no one with your children. Moments after the district attorney announced he was charging her son's soccer coach with his murder, Oscar Hernandez's mother said she wants Mario Garcia Aquino to face
La pena máxima. Eso es lo que digo. Incluso muerte. Sí.
The maximum penalty, including death, yes. DA Nathan Hochman said the 13-year-old was killed in Lancaster on March 28th and said his 43-year-old soccer coach did it. Search teams found the boy's body off the side of a road in Oxnard last Wednesday. Hernandez's family says they reported him missing after they lost touch with him when he took a train from Sun Valley to meet the coach in Lancaster, who was then supposed to drive the boy home. The DA said they are not yet clear on how Hernandez was killed, but the charges include a special circumstance of murder during the commission or attempted commission of a lewd act with a child. Hochman recently said he'd allow prosecutors to seek the death penalty, and this could be one.
Esto es un mensaje para las madres para que no confíen sus hijos con nadie.
This is a message for mothers to trust no one with your children. Moments after the district attorney announced he was charging her son's soccer coach with his murder.
Okay, 13-year-old boy was AR'd and unalived in L.A. Police arrested. This is by way of Lexit News, so I want to give shout out to Legs. Oh, jeez, Louise. I already clicked on their page. But shout out to Jesse Hogan from Lexit News, man. Let me go back to my bad, gente. So, police arrested Mario Edgardo Garcia Aquino. He's the piece of shit that did it. He says illegal alien from El Salvador for the crime. Lucky Vato 213. I know this guy, man. He's been on the town hall. Shout out to Lucky Vato 213. He says, I blame the Democrats in charge of California. Gacho, but I'm gonna heart it. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Okay. Gente, this is a tragic story of a 13-year-old boy who ended up taking a train to Sun Valley out of LA to, I don't know what reason, to meet up with the soccer coach. And that was the last time his parents got to see him alive. Okay. He was found hard and unalived. And the main suspect who's in custody right now is the soccer coach. Someone, there's going to be a lot of differing perspectives and opinions on this. I can't dissect it only my way. I only kick it Chicano estilo, Chicano sazon. That's what you guys are tuned in to hear, right? The Chicano estilo reactions, right? Check this out. A lot of times the parents, you could say, where were the parents at? Where were the parents at, gente? A lot of the parents are working, okay, throughout the day. Most of us that gang banged when we were youngsters, it's because our parents were at work. They work long hours. We're on the pinche calles all the time doing what we do. Especially if the mom, I don't see a father in this picture, but if the mom is a single mother, then even more. With the economy barely stabilizing in the last 4 years, people have gotten, I've known mothers that have gotten 3 jobs just to make ends meet. So a lot of the time, the parent's not there because they got to be working, man. They got to pay for the roof. They got to pay for the food. They got to pay for the lights. They got to pay for the clothes on your back. You want brand new Nikes and brand new this and that because we're in a huge superficial generation where kids get picked on if they have old shoes on. The shoes that I used to wear when I was growing up came from the Payless. I didn't wear no real Converse growing up. Chuck Taylor All-Star Converse, my parents couldn't afford that. Those are $100 shoes. I had to wear the knockoff Converse that were from Payless called Eastside. They were Eastside Converse. When the shoes that I would wear, within 3 weeks, the seams would already start busting open. Poof. But again, we're all poor, so it was no thing. You know what I mean? The Wedos weren't going to get the clown on. No, absolutely not. The Wedos were all our friends, man. The Wedos were all our friends. You know what I mean? But anyways, Nathan Hockman is going to seek the death penalty. They asked the mom of this child, her child that I can't even begin to imagine, gente, what the hell is going through her head, man. It's one of those things that unless you've been through it, we really can't even comment. Unless you've lost a child, you won't even fathom to believe the kind of pain that's going through her heart, man. Hold on.
Sí. The maximum penalty.
So when they asked the mom, would you be okay with them seeking the death penalty? She's not getting into politics. She's not getting into red, blue. Is the death penalty right or wrong? That's a whole nother subject by itself we could talk about. But that's for a separate time. They killed my son. I want the same shit that happened to that baboso. It's natural. She's not thinking politics. Well, what's the internet going to say? Vale verga what the internet says. Mataron mi hijo. That's all she knows. And an excruciating pain that she's going through right now. And, you know, people capitalize on this stuff on YouTube. It's sad, but people do, man. They'll start doing thumbnails with that baboso. Is he going to go to the main line? You know which channels I'm talking about. These pinchy channels are just bottom of the barrel channels on YouTube. I'm not saying you got to be positive. Nah, not everyone has to be positive. You do what you want. You reap what you sow at the end of the day, regardless, right? But these babosos that come out with these, is he going to walk the main line? Is Cain Velasquez going to go SNY? That's really what we come down to. I guess it is, right? People want to see those kind of videos, right? I guess. Anyways, my heart goes out to the family. Should the guy get the death penalty? I say yes. What do you want? The guy to be on the street? This is not the time for someone to get in the comment section and be, we need a rehabilitative centric approach. I've heard that before, right? Rehabilitative centric approach. Just like the youngster, we did a video, was it last Friday or last Tuesday? It was on one of those lives. I showed a video of a special ed autistic child that they recorded a video of someone getting up and punching him 4-5 times on the side of his head until he fell down, shrieking and crying in pain, because I'm sure he didn't expect to get punched 5 times when he went to school that day. And when I see a youngster like that, that's what makes me say, send him to YA. Send him to YA. That's where they belong. Well, Mikey, I think they need a safe space and a hug. Okay, that's what you think. I say send them where they're going to do hard time and hate every second that they're in there. Fuck it. Send them to CCOT. Oh, Mikey, that's crossing. Fuck it. Send them all to CCOT. Man, certain things are a trigger for me, gente. And this is one of those things, man, where people want to argue with me about being soft on these kind of people. That's why even when something happens on the internet, and we know what I'm talking about, I'm not even going to bring it up no more. You want to be soft on that. I'm not pointing fingers or nothing. I'm just speaking my own mind. I'm not being soft on these kind of things, man. So anyways, rest in peace over to the 13-year-old boy. And I hope they throw the whole book and give him 1,000 years and shackle him to a wall until his bones are the only thing left on his pinchy body for doing this, man. I hope so. All right, you guys, it's 8 o'clock. Let's see if there's anything else that we're going to get into that we didn't get to that I wanted to cover. And I think we covered it all. Yeah, we covered it all. All right, I'm done with this one. All right. Last comments of the night, you guys, before I let you guys go. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Another Chicano reaction live on Chicano Street. I appreciate you guys, man. Do me a favor, though. Just hit that like button. That's all I ask. Hit the X on the chat. It takes a second. And bang that like button, man. Just hit that like button. And then you can hit the chat again. I want to go through some of the comments, and we'll end the live like that. Jose Gambino's in the casa. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, cabrón. He says, respeto a todos, bro. It's founded on respect, man. That's how I'm approaching every single brown man here on out. You know, I'm going to say this again because I think it's powerful to be said. It's very powerful to say it, right? Last week, I made a couple phone calls to some YouTubers that I was out of pocket a little bit. I asked them for an apology, and it makes the pretense of respect that much stronger. Do you see how powerful respect, how far it can go? If we just say, you know what, we're brown men, we got to squash it and stop going after another brown man, because a brown man is another brown man's worst enemy. That stigma stops now, cabrones. Miss Gangsta Pig is in the casa. She says, so sad. Yeah, that's right, amiga. It's so sad. I can't even imagine losing a child, man. I can't even imagine. It's supposed to be that the children are supposed to bury the parent. It's not supposed to be that the parent is supposed to bury the child, right? Which parent wouldn't put themselves in the child's shoes, right? I would give my life I've already lived my life. I'm done. I got so much right now that I never thought in my lowest moment, the members only know what I'm talking about, my lowest moment I'd ever get. So If I were to check out of this world right now, I'm gone. This is the last live on Chicano Tube. Boom. The Lord me recogió. He just said, you know what? It's done. I need you with me. Okay. Then I finish this race with way more than I ever deserved. Ever. That's from the bottom of my heart, man. I come from nothing, and I appreciate every single thing, man. And gratitude is going to get you a whole lot farther than being a cabrón, a chinga tu madre, or this and this and that. We need to stop that, man. We need to stop that. The kid was here, but the mom is in El Salvador. Orale, Angel Rosas, I appreciate you, cabrón. Gracias for tapping in, pinche Angel Rosas. He's got the headphones on. He's listening in. That's right, cabrón. I appreciate you, man. If you're listening on the replay, you could do the same thing, man. You could hit that like button. Oh, what I didn't show you guys was the new pieces. Hold on, gente. This was, I just picked 2 new pieces up in Mexico. You seen this one, right? I did a short on this one. This is the, I don't know what you want to call it, man. Pelahueros. No, I'm just kidding. Pelahueros. This is Moctezuma's piece. Look at it. It has Quetzalcoatl with a snake wrapped around it. It's a bad piece, but this is the old one. This is the new piece right here. This is the Bone Crusher 5000 right here, man. I mean, this one right here is, it has a soldado. It has look at the detail, man. This is someone that's sitting down praying. Oh no, he looks like he's on a log. If I look at it this way, he's on a log. It's made out of obsidian, very, very sharp glass. It's just another beautiful piece I want to show you that I brought this week. And then the last one I want to show you is I got a new shot glass. This one is a badass águila. Look at that eagle right there, man. A badass eagle with a headdress, and in the back, you got another design. It looks like a miniature sun, but it's not. And on the front, look at the warrior right here with the eagle headpiece. I just brought those back, looking at again some container homes. I just came back looking some investments in Mexico, and the only reason you can do that is because you got to be a Mexican citizen, man. So I'm a Mexican citizen, man. Unbelievable pain. That's right, Miss Gangster Pig. I appreciate you, amiga. He says Gunner and Dubs. Yeah, that's pretty much the butt buddies over there. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's just those videos are like almost moronic, right? Like, is Kane gonna walk the main line? It has to be that they're what they're doing in their settings is they're putting it for instead of 18 and over, because when you put 18 and over on your content, then your what is it called? Your reach is limited. Boom. You don't go higher in the algorithm. Boom. But when you put 4 kids, all of a sudden you get a bunch of 15-year-olds, a bunch of 14-year-olds. And obviously at that age, they see someone, some tattoos, blasted up, talking a certain kind of way. And I like what Kimo said. How come they don't talk about people like them? But I'll hold. Estilo Delfino, esa es una tristeza, man. We need to bring back stoning para la mugre del mapa. I mean, a lot of people said that, man. A lot of people said that. Zero Point says, I need therapy. No, what I need is a take a break way, but I got to wait till after way. I got it waiting over there. I'm going to take a break right now. You know what I mean? That's what I need way. Douglas, a teenager got stabbed in Texas. Yeah, we're talking about Austin Metcalf, cabron. I brought that up already. I think we broke it down for like 10 minutes on a live. A trip out on that one, Douglas Dell. You know, the internet brings race into everything. And I don't play that. I don't play the skin color game. I don't play what color was he? But it's absolutely true. So what happened was, let me talk about it since Douglas Dell brought it up. There was a track meet. And a track meet, there's different tents, right? They had a high school tent. That was Austin Metcalf's high school. The other kid was from another school. He walked in there. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was just trying to troll him. Maybe he saw a cute girl and he was trying to mac on her. I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to grab some appetizers. I don't know what this kid that is the perpetrator that unalived Austin Metcalf. I don't know why he went to their tent, but he went to their tent. And when they told him, hey, dude, you're in the wrong tent, guess what the dude did? He grabbed a fierro And he went, man, this is a big one, though, now that I think about it. I ain't never seen one that big right here. Chingado. He grabbed a piece and he unalived Austin Metcalf. And the reason you're only hearing about it on internet pages is because the mainstream media is not the news no more. It's an agenda. However, the president of that network votes is all you're gonna hear. And it's sad because, you know, we want to hear the news be objective and unpartisan, but we don't have that no more, bro. Even on the other side, right? The red, right? On the red side, the blue side, the red, it's like Crips and Bloods. They fight against each other. All me and you should care about, bro, is who's going to help the raza. That's all we should care about, bro. We shouldn't care about que red, que blue. Who's going to help the raza? It was a no-brainer, bro. It was a no-brainer that 47 was better than que mala eres. That's a no-brainer, bro. Anyways. Saludos, Mike Arriba, mi gente. That's right. Estilo Delfino. That's right. Empathy is today's word. So I'm telling you, man, with that case, with the Virginia track runner, banged the girl on the back of the head, knocked her out, does a press conference crying, no one wants to hear my story. No one believes me. I'm not a violent person. I recommend you guys watch the movie 15 Minutes with Robert De Niro. 15 minutes. It'll prove this insanity of a mentality. These two guys that came and did some licks over here in the United States and figured out how to game the system. Book deals, Netflix, movies, documentaries, from doing some crazy shit. That's crazy, man. Buenas noches, Mike. Dios te bendiga, carnal. That's right, you too, man. I appreciate you. You have a buenas noches too. I'm signing out already, cabron. He said prehistoric bone crusher. You know what? This, again, any guests that I have now from here on out, unless they're worthy, this is like, again, I said it, this is like the sword that's in King Arthur's stone. There had to be the right cabron, boom, to pull the sword out. Because there's a lot of fakers. There's a lot of fakers, right? All they do is talk about Chicano this, Chicano that shit. And they're not even Chicano. But I'm not going after brown people. Calmate, gente. Don't bring me into it. Notice I didn't say names. A lot of fakers, they ain't going to be able to touch this right here. Because this right here, once you touch this, this has all the spirit of all the ancestors. Right there, cabron. And it's covered in the blood of Jesus. The blood of Jesus, cabron. Love the new editions. That's right, amigo. I appreciate you. Yahweh. I'm here, way. What's up, way? Nothing MTP408. Hey, it's the Wednesday night show. Beautiful, linda raza. Do me a favor, man. Hit that like. I'm going to tap back in with the familia. Gracias for tuning in again. Go ahead and watch the replay. Si gustan. Friday at 12 p.m. I'll see you. It's a lunchtime live. Science teacher wants to do it from his classroom. He wants to do the DNA analysis live. My DNA. Broken down for all YouTube Landia this Friday at 12 p.m. Hit the notification. The thumbnail's already up. All you got to do is hit notification on the thumbnail, and then you're going to find out, what is Mikey? Is Mikey Miklo? Is Mikey a sellout? Vendido? Next thing you know, 30% English or no te creas. No, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it's going to give you the exact results. I'm out, gente. Hit that live. I'm going to tap back in with the familia. I'm out. I'll see you guys on Friday, 12 o'clock, DNA results. I'm putting myself out there for the people. You guys are going to see 100% the blood that pumps through this Chicano. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Remember what I always say? In the end, all you got is the memories.